Hey guys, welcome back. I want to do something I don't do a lot of, maybe not enough of, but I just don't have the experience with it, and that's women's perfumes. I just want to talk about six here, and I don't own any of the bottles. And I'm going to tell you remember what they smell like. I could be completely wrong, guys. Let me have this one. Don't ruin my memories. Uh, what I remember them smelling like, and yeah, just let me have this one. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. No need to tell me. I'm fine with it. I just want to remember them the way I remember them. But it's going to be six fragrances, six women's perfumes from women of my past. You know, sister, friends, girlfriends, mother. Stuff like that. Um, Women that have made an impact on me in one way or the other. Um, Maybe I should have saved this for International Women's Day, but happy early or late International Women's Day whenever you're watching this. Um, yeah, so it's just that simple, guys. And let's pretty much get right into it. I just want to talk about that. That again, if I'm wrong on these smells, just let me have it. I don't need to have my memories ruined, my childhood ruined, But and I'll see if I got a story with each of them. I'll tell it. So this might be a little longer video, and it might not be. I'm just gonna go with the flow. Um, First off, I want to talk about Cody, and there's a couple Codys here, if I'm not mistaken, two or three. Um, Simply because Cody was cheap but good, especially back in the '80s and the '90s. They were really good fragrances and cheap. Uh, $15-20 got you a Cody fragrance, right? And I mean, looking back on it with inflation, it's probably like $40-50 nowadays, but that's still not that much. And they got you a nice fragrance. And so the first one is from Cody, and it's exclamation. Um, I remember my sister and all her friends would wear this one a lot, especially casually. Well, everything was casual back then, right? Um, for quite a while, it was my sister's first, I think, real perfume that I remember her wearing. She had stuff before that, little girl stuff, baby softs and body mist and things like that. All smelled like cotton candy. Baccarat Rouge. Um, but yeah, this was her first perfume, and I remember her friends wearing it, her and her friends. And some of my memories are just like them getting ready to go to we were young, you know. I think I was about 8 and she was about 10. Maybe I was 9, she was 11, in around there, you know what I mean? And her friends would spray this on like crazy. Her and her friends in a room getting ready to go to the Boys and Girls Club Friday night dance to jam out to Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown and stuff. I don't know. I didn't really go. That wasn't my jam. I went a few times, but although I can dance, I know I've said it before, but I can really cut a mean rug. It just wasn't my thing. Um, Friday nights that was sports, so yeah. But yeah, I just remember walking into a room or walking by a room, and it was just that's all you could smell. And in my mind, it's a sweet, fruity, vanilla kind of fragrance. I've heard a lot of people lately say, "Oh, it's gross. It's not very good." I don't care. In my mind, it's yeah, sweet, fruity, vanilla kind of fragrance. Just in my mind, I love it. Takes me back to, like I said, them days, right? Gorgeous. Next is going to be Dior Poison, the original Poison. Uh, Now I remember it being a sweet, dark, sexy kind of fragrance. Maybe it still is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Maybe it never was. Again, don't ruin my memories. Um, and the reason I remember that is I was a little older at this point. I was 12 or 13, and my sister's friend was 15 ish. And this was her fragrance. And I had a huge crush on her. She was this cute little, how do I say it, pixie kind of little short haircut, cute little face, um, pretty little girl. And I should say girl, she was 15. She was old enough, but you know what I mean, a pretty girl. And I had the biggest crush on her. And she always had a bottle of poison. She was a richer girl at the time because, people like me and my sister, most of our friends, we had, like I said, Cody. But she had a bottle of poison, and I was just enamored with her and the fragrance. I always, in my mind, will associate that sweet, dark, sexy kind of fragrance with her. That they'll always be together. And I don't think I've ever told her. I think I should tell her. Just, not hit on her or anything. Just say, hey, that I had a crush on you, blah, 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 way back in the day. And yeah, like I said, she was this cute little pixie looking thing. The short, curly hair, but not like short, but just, she was cute. And I really liked her. And she'd always smell like poison. So, yeah. Next is Vanilla Fields. Again, in my mind, it's just I do have a bottle of it somewhere. It's one of the few I do have, but I remember it in my mind smelling better than that bottle does. So that's why I don't smell the bottle anymore because I don't want to ruin myself. I remember being a little sweet, a little musky, a little floral. Um, and I don't remember any particular one person wearing it. I just remember a lot of girls for a solid 6 months to a year there. That's all you could smell in the junior highs was Vanilla Fields. So I always think again them days when I smell it, and I always will. Um, Clinique Happy. Um, and the reason I remember this one is it was my sister's first real fragrance, and one she still wears a lot today. She loves it still to this day, and she got it. I don't think we were out of our teens yet. I'm pretty sure we were. I know we weren't. And she's still wearing it relatively religiously. Still wears it to this day. It's getting a little hard to find now, though. I think I might buy a few bottles of it and put them aside, so I always have one for Christmas for the next 10 years or so. I probably will. Um, yeah, citrus, white floral, fresh, kind of fruity, sweet, very light but nice fragrance. Um, and it just reminds me of my sister in her later teenage years. You know what I mean? When, in our 20s, where you're too, our later teenage years, not our 20s, because you're too old to, play with toys now, but you're too young really for work responsibilities. So it's kind of it's pretty much as carefree as you can be in that, that 15 to 18 age range. I know some of it's worked. I get that, but I'm just saying, very carefree uh, days. I really enjoyed them. Uh, and I remember getting Clinique for Men, Happy for Men, because she loved Clinique Happy for Women. So I went and bought Clinique Happy for Men and didn't like it at first. Actually, I think I talked before. I thought it smelled like preferred stock. I have no idea why. Like, because it smells nothing like. But again, I didn't know for fragrances as well as I do now. Um, and I spent a lot of money on it. I was kind of disappointed. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story. But yeah, that's Clinique Happy. It just reminds me of those, waning days of your teenage years, I guess. And it's just nice. So, and last but not least is going to be Ghost Mist by Cody. How many of you people even heard of that fragrance? Maybe more than I thought, but it's just not one anybody ever brings up, even in nostalgia videos that I find. So, but the reason I like this one, I don't remember it smelling bad. I remember smelling it, I remember smelling light, fresh, floral, and aquatic type deal. You know what I mean? Like, very nice. But the reason I like this one is It's the first perfume, if I'm remembering right. It's either this or Oscar for Women, but I think it was this. One came right after the other, and I can't remember. I'm 99% sure it was this that I got my mother with my own money. It was my first job. My Christmas was coming. I went over to the Lawton's Drugs across from where I worked, and I was so excited to finally, because I mean I'd gotten them stuff before, but it was always with their money or stuff like that. I was so excited that I was able to get my mom something that she she's never been into perfume. She pretended that she liked it, but and she wore it, but it wasn't anything. I think if she never had it, she never would miss it. You know what I mean, type deal. So, uh, but I got it for her, and I was so happy to get it for her, and I loved it. And yeah, I said that was the last one. I lied. There's one more. Probably my most nostalgia woman's fragrance. And for those of you who know, have watched my channel for a while now, I always talk about my first love. Everybody's first love is usually special. It's like your first car, right? And you get the first car. It's usually a piece of crap. You don't ever want it back, but you love to take a drive in it again, just the nostalgia feeling, right? It's like your first love. You don't want them back, but they're always going to hold a special place in your heart. And no, again, I think people, I've ran into her a couple times. We've talked. Hey, how you doing? Blah blah. Just kind of adult. Nice weather. See you later. Um, but she's in here. Do you know what I mean? This is where she belongs. I would never want her back. You know, we completely incompatible. But the version that's in here, this is where she belongs. You know what I mean? Same as my first car. In here and in here. It's where they belong. They don't belong anywhere else. And I would never ruin it by even trying. Ruin those memories, right? They're just, this is where she belongs. Right up in here. And anyway, it was high school. So it would have been mid 90s. And she wore, again, let me tell you, prefaces, she was a very pretty girl. I've said it before. Maybe, she was a dancer, a model, a cheerleader. Maybe too pretty for me. I mean, I wasn't always this sexy, believe it or not. No, I keep saying that about, she was too good for me. But, wasn't a bad looking guy. And, captain of the football team, the rugby team, the wrestling team. I mean, I guess I had my positives, right? But anyway, she was a very pretty girl. My first real girlfriend. I had a couple of girlfriends before that, but she was my first real girlfriend. We dated from the start of high school to the end of high school. Actually, last year, junior high to the end of high school. And she always wore, and I bought her so many bottles of that in those 4 years, 3, 4 years. Uh, White Musk by the Body Shop. The actual perfume oil. The perfume's fine too, the spray, but she loved the oil, and she dab it on, and every time I smell it, I get all flooded with warm, fuzzy nostalgia. Summer days, especially. Um, us going shopping for, I'd buy her a couple sundresses. She loves sundresses. Uh, us going to the beach, and she's rocking that new bikini. Ooh, baby. um, sitting talking at night. Cuddling on a couch, sitting outside in summer, going to prom, uh, you know, junior high and high school prom. Um, everybody has that first love, right? So those memories. And if yours isn't good, I'm sorry, because I know that not everybody's first love was good for them. But you're bound to have some, even at the start of the relationship, some kind of good memories, right? So, yeah, so those are the six, one, two, three, four, five, yeah, six fragrances uh, from women of my past that have always stuck with me. And every time I smell them, that is what I think of. Oh, white musk is obviously floral, clean white musk. So, very nice fragrance. Very nice fragrance. Still one of my favorites, if not my favorite on a woman. That could be a lot of nostalgia. So, um, I don't know if I'd want a girl wearing it today because every time I smell it, I think of my first teenage love. I don't know if that would be conducive to a healthy relationship or not. So, if we ever date, ladies, don't wear it. But yeah, um, yeah, that's it, guys. I just thought it'd be fun. I don't talk about women's fragrances a lot or pretty much at all. Although I do have a couple that I do wear. I'm not obsession. I'm going to wear that. That's fine. But yeah, so let me know a couple fragrances from women of your past: grandmother, mother, aunt, babysitters, girlfriends, friends, sisters, whatever that you guys are just have an instant connection to through memory, through nostalgia. I'd like to hear it. All right, guys, peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.